8. And just going off the start there, that's Team Keen, who are based at Chiswick. Team Keen, a different concept in club rowing from that seen before, but very successful, been growing for a number of years. And Team Keen going at 36 strokes to the minute. You'll find all day we'll be using those numbers. That's the number of strokes to the minute. And that's the Vesta crew moving away from the boating area. But no, that's Vesta coming off the start. Vesta, one of the clubs based down at Putney and Lee, who row in the shadow of the Olympic Stadium over in East London. And Thames going down towards the finish. Thames have got a couple of crews in this Club Coxed Fours time trial, and of course we shall see the fastest 16 of these crews racing again this afternoon from 3:45 till 4:30. Team Keen there. Still quite at the early part of the course. Exeter Rowing Club well through their piece of work now. Quite a hard thing to do, to row a time trial during the summer, when most of the racing is of course side by side. View from our drone of Thames Rowing Club. No, got that wrong. It's a view from our drone of Team Keen. We're blessed with some lovely bright day today. Tideway Scullers, whose boathouse is immediately behind the boat race finish post at Chiswick. Tideway Scullers, home of lots of internationals over the years. Aerial shot there, still with Team Keen. And that's Leeds Rowing Club. Just going off the start there. Exeter really getting on down towards the finish. And the other Thames Fall, this is the Thames A crew. We saw the Thames B crew a few moments ago. This is the Thames A crew. Tideway Scullers there. Of course, there are several different standards of events here, and intermediate club fours, and they'll be followed down by the intermediate academic fours. There's a restriction based on the experience and previous success of the athletes in each category of the races. So these are genuine club athletes. They're not people who are aspiring yet to be internationals. And later on in the weekend we'll see senior and elite racing, and some of that is of course of international standard. Two Molesey crews will be starting one after the other. This is the first of them, number 115, the Molesey A crew. Molesey based on a lovely stretch of river immediately upstream of Hampton Court going through to Sunbury. And that's the Thames A crew. And now just going off the start is Twickenham Rowing Club. They have a busy stretch of river, very popular with tourists, between Richmond Lock and Teddington Lock. And they're actually based on Eel Pie Island, which for those of us who were children of the 60s is of course a famous venue, the birthplace of lots of good music. The Twickenham Rowing Club have other things on their mind this morning. Molesey rating at 31. There isn't a direct relationship, at 32 now, Molesey. There isn't a direct relationship between rate and the speed of the boats, but usually if a crew's rating higher and rowing well, then they're likely to be a little bit faster. We just had a brief glimpse there of the Upper Thames 4 as they went away from the start. Twickenham doing a good solid 33 strokes to the minute there. And the Cox's challenge, of course, is to steer a straight course, which sounds very easy when you've got wooden booms either side, but actually with the variable wind which comes and goes as you get past the trees and other things, it's actually quite difficult to steer in a straight line. Llandaff from row on the River Taff down in Cardiff, and they have one of the shortest stretches of water in the country to train on, just under a kilometre. So don't ever race Llandaff in a turning race. Upper Thames here now, setting off on their time trial. Upper Thames, of course, this is their home stretch of water. Their base is immediately next door to Remelland Club, which is where this regatta finishes after its 1,500 metres. And so the Upper Thames crew should really know this stretch of water very well. Upper Thames rating 35, which is a good solid piece of work for them. Llandaff crew. Llandaff at 32. Thames A getting down towards the finish. Taking their rate up to 35. Meantime, it's down as Oxford City, but it's actually City of Oxford Rowing Club. They ride a very crowded stretch of river, of course, during university term times, because they're alongside or just downstream of many of the university boathouses. Offered a brisk 38 there. Meantime, the Thames crew putting in their final finishing burst as they go down towards the chairman's enclosure, and they've taken their rate up to 36. Putney Town just now setting off for the start, and it could only happen in Britain. Putney Town Rowing Club are based at Mortlake, of course. They moved from their former headquarters in Putney, getting on for 30 years ago now, and they have a lovely boathouse just upstream of Chiswick Bridge. One of the newer clubs on the circuit, they've been probably around about 10 years now, Milton Keynes Rowing Club. With their distinctive green blades, you can see on the Cox's tracksuit Milton Keynes, and it's good to see them. They built from nowhere and now have crews good enough to be here competing at Henley. As we watch that Twickenham 4, they're also now winding it up towards the finish, and they've taken their rate up to 35. and that's still at 32 as they go away from the boating rafts down towards the final few hundred metres of this course. And just now going off the start, Swansea City Rowing Club. Again, another new club, probably been around now half a dozen years and climbing up the standard ladder and now able to compete at what is the premier regatta for women's rowing in the season. There is, of course, the National Championships in October, but for club crews, Women's Henley is certainly the ambition of all competitors to come here and compete with credit, and for a lucky few to receive one of the medals and trophies on Sunday. Putney Town Rowing Club. Rating at 33.5. Landau. Still at 32. Just a couple more crews in this Intermediate Club Coxed Fours time trial, and then I should be able to give the results of the first two time trials that held early this morning. And we're watching Barnesbridge Ladies, the last of the Intermediate Club Coxed Fours. Got the command to go from the starter. You can see the idea off the start is to get the boat up to race pace using as little energy as possible and moving the boat. So they started off rating about 40. Here we have Marlow. We've not seen those before. We missed them off the start, but here they are, well on their way. Marlow only rating 31 at the moment as they're coming down Fawley Meadow. Milton Keynes well into their piece on the second half of their course now, going past the boating rafts as we see the Marlow crew just settling into their piece of work with the drone overhead. It's a real step forward for those of us trying to make sense of the racing to have pictures from a drone, and we should therefore be able later on when the racing starts to capture every important event of every race. Barnesbridge Ladies, who are the last of the crews in this Intermediate Club Coxed Fours. Well into their piece of work now. Settle into a rate of 33. Milton Keynes here. Milton Keynes just now passing the boating rafts. Milton Keynes rating 31. And Barnesbridge Ladies, one of the oldest established ladies rowing clubs in the country. They can trace their history back pretty much 100 years now. They were formerly known as Civil Service Ladies, but have been Barnesbridge Ladies now, I think, for 20 years. So as these last couple of crews are completing the Intermediate Club Fours time trial, and before the next time trial starts, the next time trial will be on the track in just a very few minutes. We at 11:10 when we got the senior double sculls. That gives me an opportunity to give you the results of the first two time trials held earlier this morning. The Intermediate Academic 8 time trial, the following crews qualified, actually in crew number order, so you can't read anything into the timings here. Cardiff University, crew number 1. Crew number 2, University of Birmingham. Crew number 3, Edinburgh University. Crew number 4, Chester University. Crew number 5, University of Liverpool. Crew number 6, Oxford University Women's Boat Club. Crew number 9, Southampton University. Crew number 10, Newcastle University. Crew number 11, Exeter. Crew number 12, University of York. Crew number 14, University of Bristol. Crew number 15, Oxford Brookes University. Crew number 19, Durham University. Crew number 20, Nottingham University. Crew number 23, University of Bristol B. Crew number 25, University College London. So I'll quickly read through that again. The following intermediate academic 8s have qualified and go through to the draw this afternoon, when they will be racing from 2 until 20 to 3. The universities of Cardiff, Birmingham, Edinburgh, Chester, Liverpool, Oxford University Women, Southampton, Newcastle, Exeter, York, Bristol A and Bristol B, Oxford Brookes, Durham, Nottingham and University College London. The following intermediate academic 8s did not qualify, and this is in time order. Crew number 21, University of Surrey, 5 minutes 12.5. Crew number 17, University of Birmingham B crew, 5 minutes 12.9. Crew number 7, University of London, 5 minutes 14.5. Crew number 18, Southampton University B crew, 5 minutes 14.8. Crew number 13, University of Glasgow, 5 minutes 16.6. Crew number 8, Sheffield University, 5 minutes 17.9. Crew number 27, University of Bristol C crew, 5 minutes 23.7. Crew number 22, Imperial College London, 5 minutes 25.4. Crew number 26, Nottingham University B crew, 5 minutes 25.7. And finally, crew number 24, King's College London, 5 minutes 35. And University of Warwick did not start. So the crews that didn't qualify in time order: the Universities of Surrey, Birmingham B, London, Southampton B, Glasgow, Sheffield, Bristol C, Imperial College London, Nottingham University B and King's College London. Warwick not appearing at the start. The second time trial of the morning was for Intermediate Club 8s. The following crews were successful and moved through to this afternoon, when they will be racing, but they won't be racing until tomorrow. The following crews qualified in the time trial for Intermediate Club 8s. Crew number 31, Kingston Rowing Club A. Crew number 32, Staines Boat Club. Crew number 33, the Tideway Sculling School. Crew number 34, Vesta Rowing Club A. Crew number 35, Nottingham Rowing Club. 36, Lee A. 37, York City. 38, Thames A. 39, Agecroft. 42, Reading. 47, Galway. 48, Nottingham and Union. 49, Sons of the Thames A. 50, Dart Totnes. 52 Canterburygian, and 55 Oriel Kensington. So they move through to the first round, which starts tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock. So just quickly to read you through again, the following 16 crews will compete in the intermediate club eights as a result of this morning's time trial. Kingston A, Staines, Tideway Scullers, Vesta A, Nottingham, Lee A, York City, Thames A, Agecroft, Reading, Galway, Nottingham and Union, Sons of the Thames A, Dart Totnes, Canterburygian and Oriel Kensington. The following Club 8s, intermediate Club 8s, did not qualify at this morning's time trial. Here they are in time order. Number 28, City of Bristol A, 5 minutes 6.8. 30, Furnival, 5 minutes 7.5. Putney Town, 53, Putney Town, 5 minutes 7.7. 46, Thames B, 5 minutes 7.7. 40, Curlew, 5 minutes 8.1. For 56, Vesta B, 5 minutes 8.2. 44, City of Oxford, 5 minutes 9.5. 51, City of Bristol B, 5 minutes 12.8. 41, Lee B, 5 minutes 14.3. 29, Oxford Academicals, 5 minutes 17. 54, City of Cambridge, 5 minutes 17.5. 45, Mortlake Anglian and Alpha, 5 minutes 19.3. 43, Kingston B, 5 minutes 19.6. And number 57, Sons of the Thames B, didn't start. So the non-qualifiers again in time order: City of Bristol, Furnival, Putney Town, Thames, Curlew, Thames B, Vesta B, City of Oxford, City of Bristol B, Lee B, Oxford Academicals, City of Cambridge, Mortlake Anglian and Kingston B. And the next time trial, in fact, is just underway, which is the senior double sculls, and you can see the first crews are on the course at the moment, well underway now, and we've just seen a shot of Radcliffe Hertford, I think. No, that's Agecroft we have in the shot at the moment, crew number 129. And down at the start, we have Wallingford. That's Reading University setting off, number 131, Ryan and Grove from Reading University. That's Barclay and Swindles from Agecroft. Agecroft in Manchester. Or near Manchester. Exeter University just setting off there. That's Lingard and Olasanya from Exeter University, actually steering towards the booms at the moment. I hope they'll correct that very quickly. That's Wallingford. Column and Pepper from Wallingford. Beautiful view there down the course. You can see the boating area on the left-hand side, just past the Copus enclosure. And then in the distance, we go down towards the finish. 1,500 metres the course here, and of course we row upstream. This week has been almost no rain, so there is pretty much no stream at all for the crews to row against. But there is a breeze. There's enough of a headwind to keep crews on their toes this morning. But it's a beautiful summer's day here at the 30th Henley Women's Regatta. As we watch Bryan and Ireland from Newark Rowing Club heading off on their double sculls time trial. Double sculls don't actually have a rudder. The steering is actually done by usually the rower in the bow seat or the sculler in the bow seat, varying the pressure on the end of their blades. And if a strong adjustment is needed, then obviously they'll ask their crewmate to also vary the pressure. So on this particular course, where the lanes are 15 metres wide, you have to keep obviously the boat within the 30 metres from boom to boom. But when they start racing, if they're successful in the time trial, they obviously only have half the river. And when there's a launch following the race, you can steer from the launch following the race. But this morning in the time trial, they have to steer just off the booms. And it looks straightforward, but believe me, there's a lot of skill involved. Nottingham Rowing Club, crew number 134, just setting off down Temple Island. And the first point to watch out for when you're trying to steer this course is as you come past the end of the island, you very often find that the wind shadow that you're in behind the island is no longer there. And we may see that this afternoon as we watch crews coming off the island side by side, that they have to adjust it. I think this is Isle of Ely we're looking at the moment. I'm just waiting for confirmation of the number on their back. The colours are quite similar to Tyne. But in fact, yes, I can now see that is Isle of Ely Rowing Club. And they, of course, you can guess where they're based. They have one of the longest straight stretches of water in the country to row on. But of course, being in the Fenland, it's also one of the windiest. So it's unlikely this weekend will throw those two young ladies any conditions they're not familiar with. That's Manga and Thompson. Meantime, back at the start, just setting off now, our time. University of London. We've missed the Tyne crew. That was St Joseph's University we saw previously. This is University of London. A bit of a wobble there. There's of course a lot of nervous tension in all these athletes because first thing they've got to do is be in the fastest 16 this morning so they can qualify to race in the regatta proper later on today and over the weekend. But of course they also need to conserve as much energy as possible this morning, so they've got lots left for side-by-side racing. Quite a difficult balance for the athletes and their coaches to strike. Wilkes and Ador from the University of London. St Joseph's University from the USA, setting off now. One always likes to think that crews that make journeys of several thousand miles to come to Henley will have a real chance, but that doesn't always prove to be the case. Very neat double there from St Joseph's University. Stone and Strauss from St Joseph's University, USA. Setting off now is the other double from Reading University, Reading University's B double, which is Dirklen and Park. When we're talking double sculls, it doesn't necessarily mean the A or B or C has anything to do with speed. It may just be to do how the athletes fit together in the boat. Reading University's B crew, Dirkham and Park. Crews start approximately 30 seconds apart, but when from that shot with the parallax, it's impossible to say. You can see there's 4 crews there, or 5 crews in view, but with parallax, it's impossible to say from that angle who's gaining on who. That's Isle of Ely. Again, just finishing their row. That's our camera based down on the finish line. Manga and Thompson from the Isle of Ely. But here we go. Also coming down now. University of London. Typeway Scullers setting off on theirs, crew number 143. Walters and Walters. Really getting off to a lively start down Temple Island. We have an aerial shot there of the Durham University double, Grant and Doy. Grant and Joy from Durham University. And they're just going down towards the finish. Durkin and Park from University of Reading. Finishing at 35 strokes to the minute. Composite crew here from Leeds Rowing Club and York City. Brayshaw from Leeds and Edmonds from York. Just setting out now, just settling into their piece of work as they come away from Temple Island. Still striking at 35. And first time we've had a little look at the double from Imperial College, the Imperial College A double, which is Mikowska and Barnhill, or Mizakowska and Barnhill. I'm afraid my Polish name's pronunciation's not brilliant, assuming the young lady is from Poland. We're looking down there on the Leeds York, Brayshaw and Edmonds. Clearly done a lot of training together, very nicely together there as a double. Just going off the start, Nottingham, De Bruyne and Baldwin. And then lovely view there of the crews as the doubles as they go down the course, but you can't actually read anything into who's gaining on anybody because of the camera parallax there. Double have come all the way from Bremer in Germany. Heil and Bajara. Number 146. As the years have gone by, so Henley Women's Regatta attract more and more crews from outside the United Kingdom, and that's really good to see. It keeps the local crews on their mettle, and as the years pass, it's now 30 years since Henley Women's Regatta was started, so its prestige and international renown grows and grows. Setting off now, Bath University. No, I think I've misidentified that. I think that's Worcester and Worcester University. Ernst and Rakauskate. That's the Bath University double. That isn't, that's the Worcester and Worcester University. You'll notice the blades are of different colours, one of Worcester Rowing Club and the other of Worcester University. Ernst and Rakauskate. And just now, Worcester and Worcester University, number 148, just now going past the point from which I'm talking to you. They have a beautiful location this year, just beside the course. Quarter of a mile, or just over a quarter of a mile from the start. For those of you familiar with the Henley course, we're just about 50 metres on the start side of the barrier, or what will be known as the barrier when the Royal Regatta starts in a week or two. Tideway Scullers B, Malloy and McCowan. McHugh and McCowan. Oxford Brooks, Carter, Evans and Williams. Oxford Brooks, of course, hugely successful in university rowing. Oxford Brooks crew's always very powerful. There you can see in the background the caravan, which is where we're based, to provide you with these pictures and hopefully some information about what's going on at Women's Henley Regatta. The Oxford Brooks double, Carter, Edwards and Williams. Rating 33.5, which is a good solid race rate. Meantime, back at the start. We have Malloy and McKeown from Molesey. That's the double in shot at the moment. That's the Molesey double, Malloy and McKeown.